Hello everyone, and welcome back. So, let's rock and roll. It's time to get hatching some Froakie eggs, and for us to hit over 4 times odds on this freaking thing. Let's go. How you doing, Gayla? How you doing? Yeah, it's, we're gonna be hitting over 4 times odds in 18 eggs. So, 4 batches, and then we hit over odds. So it's not going to be fun. Not going to be fun for this. But how is everyone doing? Welcome in Go Looper, welcome in Midnight. Let's get hatching. So yeah, So tonight I'm honestly debating something. And that is, I'm thinking for like maybe 1 day a week or something like that, we're not going to do a Tears of the Kingdom stream. I think maybe Sunday we might not do a Tears of the Kingdom stream, and I instead focus on Sundays to recording, some recorded series things. So, getting footage of, games I want to record for uploaded Let's Plays, things like Let's Go Pikachu and everything like that. Because this is one thing that I'm realizing with, the 2-hour things of, the extended, of course, egg collecting things for Froakie, and then, of course, the Tears of the Kingdom streams later at night, because normally I would, the time I'm spending on one, I'm doing the other things, and I wouldn't be collecting eggs as much as I do. I would be basically using the time for one stream to record stuff. So I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea to 1 day a week, like, just have a recording day with one stream, and then the other days do two streams. Still kind of debating on that. I'm not spoon-fed, Kayla. The fact that I am almost 4 times over odds on this thing shows I am not spoon-fed. Because trust me, we wouldn't be on this if I was spoon-fed. If I was proper spoon-fed, I wouldn't be this far with this hunt. It's like, it's not really going well. Not really going well in terms of hunts. However, I do have ideas for stuff. I got ideas. But it's going okay. It is going okay. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, I don't really know what we're going to be doing tonight with it. I think maybe tonight, because I'm realizing more and more that I don't have nearly as much of the depths to explore as I thought I did. Because I was like, oh yeah, we still have, maybe half the depths left to explore. No, we have probably less than a quarter of the depths left to explore in Tears of the Kingdom. Granted, that's depths to light up, not depths to explore. So they are slightly different. But, I mean, still, even then, it's like there was very limited things left to make the Jeep for in the depths, so we can just use the Jeep to crawl over everything. But it is working. It's like, obviously stuff is working. I hope I get the Froakie soon. Like, We're gonna probably hit 4 times odds before we even get the shiny Midnight. That's what I'm banking on, at the very least, because it's just, that's how my RNG works. The game hates me. Which is funny, because we've been getting, a good amount of shinies, and it's like, nah. So no, we're just not gonna give you Froakie. It's like, I don't get why it is specifically Froakie that is taking so long. One other idea that I actually had was sort of in between hunts. As in, streaming-wise. I would do, of course, Mystery Dungeon or the Poipo Shiny Hunt or something else. And then, while we're doing, a hunt on a different system, so, we're doing a hunt on, the 3DS, or we're doing a hunt on, the 3DS, because it's a single recording system, I am, the Switch is on, and I'm just, mashing A, collecting eggs every couple of minutes on the Switch while I'm doing those, so I can, kind of compress time and, free up off-screen time, but it's one of those things where I need to figure out a more effective way of getting all the eggs while doing other stuff, because when it comes to reset hunts, they're not really... When it comes to the reset hunts, or something that I can, play a game one-handed. I could play Soul Silver one-handed, pretty much. Because all I have to do is I just have to move, and then, like, you know, tap the screen every so often. That would slow the game down, but once, you know, of course, we get to the Lugia hunt part, okay, there's a little bit of a time I can, you know, mash A every so often with that. So it's something that I'm still, like, puzzling all the individual pieces out for. But how are you doing, Ember? How are you doing, Ember? I also think I just realized I don't have any eggs running. Yeah, they all hatched. So, we're going to be working the rest of the last batch of eggs that I acquired. So, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you doing well. Also, yes, if you guys haven't done so, join the super server. Well, it's not the super server. That's not the name of it. But it's like, that's kind of what it basically is, the Mark II version of. Because the previous super server was hacked. And we had to basically restart from the ground up. So if you want to see a whole bunch of awesome creators and stuff and things like that, basically we're all trying to help each other grow and, you know, get bigger as communities. And, you know, that helps. You know, people from their stuff come to our stuff, and people from my stuff go to their stuff, and it's like we all, one big giant circle of help. Pizzas are delicious, and I wish I had a pizza right now. I indeed love pizza. It's good. It's like, it's like, there's a lot of food I like, but it's like, sometimes I just want a burger. Sometimes I just want a pizza. It's just like those basic food things you just want for some reason. It's like, not everything needs to be like, beef Wellingtons or, you know, swordfish steak. It's just like, no, sometimes I just want a burger. You just give me a burger. I would just have that, like, burger, pizza, fish fry. Which I had a morning cereal, but alas, I'm not. So you have your milk in your cereal midnight. See, I have my cereal dry. This is one of the things that, like, weirds my friends out, and, like, also my brother. Because my brother always has milk in his cereal. It's like, no, I eat my cereal dry, and I have a glass of milk next to my cereal. I don't put the milk in the cereal. I eat slowly midnight. Like, when I eat cereal, I eat slowly. And it gets soggy. And I don't like soggy cereal. You know, because, like, for me, I don't, you know, wolf the whole thing down quickly. Because, like, I will, you know, like, I'll bring it over to my computer, watch some videos, and, like, you know, pick at my cereal every so often. So it's like, I don't, you know, just like, okay, sit down at the table, chomp, 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 chomp. Okay, done in like a minute. It's like, no, I don't eat. I mean, also, I would just rather have a glass of milk next to it. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't care for soggy cereal. I don't. Like, one thing I would do, though, and this is kind of like skewing the line between, like, you know, putting milk in your cereal, is whenever I would have mini wheats, I would take the spoon, put, like, some mini wheats on it, and then just, like, dip that lightly in the milk, so it's like it doesn't absorb all the way through the mini wheat, but it's like there's a little bit of milk in it. So it's not like, you know, soggy. That's, like, the closest I ever did, but I do that with anything else. Like, I don't do that with Cheerios. Mini wheats are my favorite thing to have for breakfast. It's like mini wheats kind of go that line between, they're almost like pretzels. I can eat them like a snack, not just like a breakfast thing. It's like I could just have like a bag of mini wheats and eat them like pretzels. It's like, okay, cool. Cool. I love mini wheats. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, it's like mini wheats. I don't really. Mini wheats are kind of that weird thing of, are they cereal? Are they, like, snack? Like, what are mini wheats? Technically, I know they're cereal, but it's like, they don't act like cereal at times. You can treat them as, like, a regular snack. I love them. They're great. Favorite under odds. No! We are not under odds. We are almost at 4 times odds. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more, to see more suffering, more nonsense, and more of me slowly losing my sanity of what little I remain. Usually do not eat bran honey bunches of oats with almonds. The not brand. I've never had those. I'm not really an almonds person. Like, I don't eat I eat cashews. I have, like, peanuts. But, like, I don't have almonds. I don't eat, like, walnuts. I don't really eat those. Yeah, it's not when we're approaching 4 times odds, sarcasm kind of falls on deaf ears. But we're nearly 4 times odds. Almonds. Interesting. Was never an almond. Hello there, Chloe. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, this is the worst part of the Froakie hunt. We still have one more after this. We're not even done when we get this one. So, like, we could get the Froakie. And then, okay, what do we do then? Like, we get the next Froakie. We get this Froakie, and then it's like, okay, we gotta go for another Froakie. It's like, well, what the hell are we gonna do? It's like, what is going on with this game? Why does it hate me? I mean, again, maybe it's a Greninja. It could be a uniquely Greninja thing. Where I have mentioned I'm not a fan of Greninja. So maybe it's just Greninja being spiteful. Because I can see that. I can very much see Greninja being spiteful. And yes, these are all Beast Ball Greninja because I did catch mine in a Beast Ball. I did specifically catch mine in a Beast Ball. I have, Mudkip. I very much have. Have you tried just getting those purified royal broadswords from the depths? So I've gotten them consistently. Went back. 5th time getting that same royal broadsword from that place. 5th time. Is there anything after that? You mean the Phantom Ganon boss rush that is in Hyrule Castle? No. I don't. It's like a 2-phase Phantom Ganon fight, and then it's just done. But yeah, it's not like, okay, well now it's like, okay, here's you go fight another new boss. I don't really care for. Really, you don't care for the single best weapon in the game, Mudkip. The only thing, the only reason the Molduga hammer is only good against Lynels. You can't use it against literally everything else, which is the strength of the purified royal broadsword. Granted, the Scimitar of the Seven also just has more raw damage output, but it's a little more fragile. Yeah, today we're getting the Scimitar of the Seven. So, like, today's goal in Tears of the Kingdom is we get the Scimitar of the Seven, and maybe we go for the rest of the champion weapons. But also, I kind of want to get more core, because I want to expand my inventory for things. So I can hold more purified royal broadswords. I don't know if you can. I remember back in Breath of the Wild, they limited you to 1 copy of each champion's weapon at a time. Like, you could only have 1 boulder breaker at a time. So, like, I can only have 1 boulder breaker in my inventory, or hanging on the wall in Link's house. I would not be surprised if they do the same thing with, like, okay, you can only get 1 of them, because you gotta remember, the champion's weapons are really damn strong. The Scimitar of the Seven, when fused, I believe has the highest base power of anything that is not the Molduga Jawbone Hammer, or like the last hit of the Royal Guard Claymore, which the Royal Guard Claymore is last hit. You get 1 hit with it, which is why it's only effective for fighting Lynels. The Scimitar of the Seven, I believe, is the highest practical damage anything can theoretically achieve. Because the Master Sword, I believe, has a 60 power. You can kind of calculate the power of the Master Sword based on, okay, it has the arrow upwards and the arrow downwards if it's, like, above or below. And then it's, sideways if it's equal power. So you can just go over the Master Sword with whatever it is and, like, okay, boom, it's the same power. Because it was 30 power back in Breath of the Wild before you upgrade it with Trial of the Sword, and then it was 60 power when, you know, it's all glowy lightsaber mode. So it's probably the same thing. What's the strongest thing you can fuse onto stuff? I believe the strongest you can fuse onto things, at least that I've discovered so far, is the Silver Lynel Saberhorn, which is a 55 power increase. I believe the Molduga Jawbone is only more powerful if you're using the Evil Spirit Armor's Bone Weapon Proficiency bonus. Or if you fuse a higher power than 55 weapon, but the thing is the weapons with a higher power than 55 are generally fragile. So, the best thing to fuse on is the Lynel Saberhorn in a practical sense. So it's like, it's one of those things where this is the way that it comes down to me breaking down the strongest weapon in Tears of the Kingdom is, what is the strongest practical weapon? Because, yeah, the Molduga Jawbone Hammer with the Royal Broadsword, it gets in one mean hit of nearly 1,000 damage. But it's one hit, and then it shatters. So it's like, is it better to get in one big hit on a weapon that just instantly breaks? Or is it better to have maybe like a 120 power weapon that you can use repeatedly? Pretty sure the Silver Lynel is the strong. Yeah, 55, yeah. That's one of the reasons I go when I just go on a Lynel hunting spree, where it's like, okay, Lynels respawn, it's time to go destroy them again. Because I get a whole bunch of arrows, I have a chance of getting more 5-shot bows, I get, you know, Lynel Saberhorns, also Lynel Mace Horns, because those do bonus damage against rock thingies. I use to break armor enemies. And we are over 4 times odds on Froakie. We are going to be over odds with this group of eggs. I know, we're updating the counter every 30. Oh no, we already hit quadruple odds then. Because we only had Hatch 20 and we had 25, so no, we're in quadruple odds at this point. Yeah, I update every 30. Strongest Gerudo weapon is the Scimitar of the Seven, which is Urbosa's sword. The strongest easy to get one is the Gerudo Claymore. Because the Scimitar of the Seven is a big expense. It's like, I think you need, what, 10 pieces of flint, a diamond, and a Gerudo Scimitar to get it? Over odds, I'm on the 20th box. Yikes! You're just a hair over odds, Omar. You're just a little bit over odds. You're about... Says he's 17 boxes and some change. You're about 90 encounters over odds. Little bit over odds. Froakie. Yep, 4 times odds. Yeah, for me, when it comes to, like, the strongest thing in Tears of the Kingdom, it's practicality. Like, sure, the Molduga Jawbone Hammer is really, really strong, but you can't, it's not reliable. You get one hit with it unless you're beating up exclusively Lynels, which, if you're just beating up Lynels to beat up Lynels, what's the point? I mean, yeah, you can grind arrows out of them, but like, okay, what other than that? There's over odds for Ralts, I think. Yeah, but is Zed 4 times over odds? Is Zeddy Boy 4 times over odds on Ralts? Which we just did, we just hunted Ralts via sandwich. I took the coward's way out with Ralts. Like, if I can take the coward's way out when it comes to shiny hunting something, I will take the coward's way out. And by the coward's way out, I mean sandwich. And also the coward's way out, I mean that I got my shiny Salazzle via Dynamax Adventures. Yes, 4 times over odds on Froakie, well, GRENINJA, the weed frog. Yeah, that's why it's like, nah, I'm doing the coward's way out. You mean bread. Pretty much, exactly midnight. If the shiny is like a very, very hard notice to change, so like Igglybuff, which I'm actually super glad we accidentally stumbled into the Igglybuff shiny, that I would have done Igglybuff's shiny hunt as a Masuda hunt had I not stumbled into finding that Igglybuff shiny accidentally. So I'm very happy for that. But like ones like Tynamo. Tynamo is going to be a Masuda hunt. I do not trust myself to be able to spot a Tynamo. But then there's others where I'm going to be Masuda hunting them because I want either a Trick Room speed value or I want like a 0 attack IV. Or Masuda is the only way to get it. You know, again, starters. Only Masuda method. Not sure, Roos. Because here's the thing. I already have my shiny Electros. Which, this makes me happy. This makes me beyond happy. My shiny Electros is marked, has a 0 speed IV. So it's like, perfect. We love the Electros family. We love the Electros family, Roost. You are among friends. So here's the thing, Crimson. I'm just too persistent. For me, it's persistence. It's about not letting the frog win. Is all that matters. Again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. We can't let the frog win. We cannot let the frog win. No, 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 no. I'm not allergic to the words give up. I don't give up anymore because I actually used to give up a lot. Now it's just stubborn determination to beat my face into a wall until I get this stupid shiny. Again, 4 times over odds, and I'm still going for this thing, and we still need one more. Game awarded me with a shiny skidoo for no reason, but who cares? Free shiny. Are you using... Oh, right, you're not doing sandwiches. You're not doing sandwiches. Broke. Eating a lump of tungsten sounds more fun than that. Debatable. I would say the tungsten lump is not as fun. Just been on stream for 3 hours. The worst thing I've ever done. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers, Crimson. Yesterday we did 3.5. Yesterday we did 3.5 just for Froakie. Those are rookie numbers, buddy. You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Also, you are doing Sparkle Power sandwiches. Interesting. Maisie, how you doing? I mean, I'm pretty sure if you like would just eat a lump of tungsten, that would just kill you. I'm pretty sure a lump of tungsten would just straight up kill you. But how you doing, Maisie? How is Maisie doing? Starving, but food is ready. Food is good. Food is very, very good. And a purple sweet potato. I'm pretty sure, aren't sweet potatoes normally purple? I know there are, like, purple potatoes. The purified golden sphere. Royal Halberd or Gerudo Halberd? Oh, Gerudo Spear, not Golden Spear. Yeah, that's a Gerudo Spear. Why specifically the Gerudo Spear? Yeah, but we do that on the regular. Right off the purple on the inside. Hey, Price! How are you doing? It's been a while. How are you doing, Price? Exactly, it's a 2 damage to rip your stomach. Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. You indeed have your reasons. You indeed have your reasons. Yeah. Well, technically, it's the middle of the day for me. It's not really evening for me, unless, you know, you live in English British land, where it's like noon, like afternoon already. Neon yellow watermelon. That is that just a cantaloupe? Is that not just a cantaloupe? I'm not really a fruit guy, so there's that. Not a particularly fruit. Yeah, I know it's a watermelon, but it's yellow inside. That's weird. That is a very interesting thing. And I'd be interested in seeing that. That actually sounds legitimately very fascinating. Eggs. Really hypothetically, you can eat one element of the periodic table with no drawbacks. What would you choose for me? Easy. Why cobalt? That's curious. I'm curious about why specifically cobalt. For me, I don't even know which one I would eat. Cause like, we're thinking no negative with no drawbacks. Probably radioactive. Just so I can be glow in the dark. Nah, I prefer meat. I am not a plant person. I prefer meat when it comes to what it is that I like to eat. It's like, okay, but where's the meat? Element 118. Nice. Honestly, I mean, I do 115. I do element 115. I mean, I know the actual name's Unpentium, but like Divinium is what I know it as from zombies. So it's like, nah, it's Divinium. It's Divinium. Even though it's the stupidest name ever, Divinium. It's like, no, it's dumb, but I like it. Could eat cereal all day, but fruit. I like blue. Something that gives you superpowers. It seems like it's a liquid mix. Really? It would permanently stain your mouth blue. I know that there's a silver thing. That like if you eat like a certain thing of silver, or like a medicine that contains a certain kind of silver in it, like it will actually like turn your skin blue. That's an actual thing that happens, so that actually makes sense. So so you would go from a chicken man roost into a blue jay. That is what you would do. Since that Chespin stream. How long ago was that Chespin stream? Oh, that was 3 months ago. Okay. That was the necessary context. Interesting. I did not know that it was like cobalt. Like, and nobody say gold. It's already edible. This is already edible gold. That's a cop-out. Gold was honestly going to have been my go-to, and I was like, no, that's too obvious. Gold is too obvious. Hey, Twisted J. No, I turned into a blue rooster. It's my current stream media Minecraft name. I think it's because we just haven't had any other Terra raid bosses in the meantime is why it feels longer. Because, time gaps are weird. Starting within, Avilium, Florium, Muscovium, Florium, yes, again, I will exclusively refer to element 115 as Divinium, because that's just what I know from zombies. It is exclusively from zombies, and I'm sad that it is not called Divinium. It's like, no, they could have gone the reference, but they didn't. Even though they wouldn't actually name anything after something from a video game. Because science isn't awesome like that, where they don't... Like, biologists will name stuff after things in fiction. Element people won't. Like, there is literally an entire species of, like, spiders, and spiders terrify the hell out of me. But there's an entire, like, species of them that are all named after characters from the movie Predator. It's like, that's awesome. Like, various science things will actually name stuff after video game things, like, you know, fiction things, but like, no, not chemistry people. It's like, why? Yes, AG is silver and AU is gold. It's like maybe 5 atoms, one on the earth. It's like why can't other sciences be that awesome and name stuff silly things like that? I mean, there's also a dinosaur named the Godzillasaurus, I'm fairly certain. Like, people will, like, biologists will name stuff after fiction things, often because, like, yeah, these things happen to, you know, be broadly similar to, like, this fictional creature. So, like, let's name it. Like, there's, I think it's a, I don't think it's an enzyme, but, like, there's a thing in, like, one of the chemicals in your brain that, like, helps, you know, deal with, like, processing light and, like, you know, visualizing light. It's named after Pikachu, because, like, yeah, it's, like, light, electricity. We'll go with that. Oh, agree that, dude. Spiders can burn the deepest pits of hell. I hate spiders. But it's a neat little, like, trivia fact, because I actually like the Predator movies. It's just like a neat little fact that there's actually something in real life, like a number of things named after the Predator in real life. Which part now? Of what? Wait, Midnight, can you clarify what you mean by that? I require further elaboration on what you mean. Spiders have the ones like... No, all spiders can just burn. All spiders deserve absolute oblivion. Like, I don't like spiders. 8 legs. No, it's like a chemical thing in your brain is named after Pikachu. It's like a chemical transmitter or something like that. Is like it's named after Pikachu. Not like a part of the brain. It's like a chemical. Like, spiders just do not. Anything with more than 4 legs is too many and should not exist. It's like they should not. Even Spinnerack, Mudkip. Things with more than 4 legs should not be allowed to exist. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Midnight's a neurotransmitter. I remember this from like a trivia video years ago. I was like, I'm remembering like the broad strokes. I'm remembering the broadest of strokes. And why am I not getting any of the Apricorn balls? I just want more Apricorn Pokeballs. That's the reason I exclusively pretty much like linger around Porto Marinata. Yeah, that's what it is, Midnight, that thing. That's the reason I like exclusively hang out around Porto Marinata, is entirely because of the fact that I want to get the rerolls. To get the freaking Apricorn Pokeballs. Because I want more of them to Pokeball style. Even though I have more than like I probably will ever use. Because this is one thing that I'm going to go do. If I ever want to like shiny hunt certain Pokemon in certain Pokeballs, I will catch them in like Johto or catch them in other games or in this game and then just breed down the Pokeball via Masuda method. So that's what I'm planning on doing. They do not know too many legs. If it's more than 4 legs, is a crime against nature. They should not exist. There's a reason doggos have 4 legs. That is the maximum allowed legs that should be on something. Any more than that and they start skittering, and we are hardwired to hate things that skitter. Him and Sly could probably go head-to-head in who enjoys making life harder for themselves. That's a competition I would actually enjoy seeing. Who can deliberately make things the most difficult for themselves? What is Zed doing that's making it harder for himself? We love Zed and Sly, by the way. Like, we like to rip on them because they're friends. Am I wrong, Midnight? Does he not go out of his way to make things more difficult for himself? Again, you know you can't disagree. He only uses Pokeballs, aka the worst ball, and doesn't use Mins. So he does the worst method possible for competitive shiny Pseudo. Wow. Well, I mean, you can breed down natures with the Everstone. So it's like, if he has a Ralts with the right nature, he can just give that the Everstone, and that will force pass down the nature he wants. So that it's not an RNG slot machine. I mean, also, if he has a Ditto with the right nature, he can use that to pass it down. So, like, it's not an RNG slot machine. He can force it to have the right nature. But it is sidesteppable. You don't need to use mints. But if he's using the Everstone trick, then he wouldn't need the mint. That's the thing. Also, even if you use a mint on a Pokemon, then you try to breed that down, it will actually pass down what the original nature was before the mint. So that the mint... You can't pass down mints. Same way you can't pass down Eevee's Hyper Trained. It'll default to what it originally was. So it does kind of make sense if he is doing the Everstone thing. Yeah, so if he's doing the Masuda hunt and he has an Everstone, if he's using the Everstone trick, he doesn't need the mint. So it's like, it makes sense. You know, they're two different ways of basically defeating the same problem. I prefer to use the mints entirely because I will shiny hunt stuff in the wild, so I can force the nature I want. But if I am specifically breeding something, I'll also just use the mints. Because I just use the mints because they're easier. Well, if all of them have the same nature, then you can tell he's using the Everstone trick. So if every single Ralt is coming out with either a modest or a timid nature, you'll be able to tell he's using the Everstone trick. Yeah, I also use mints. I also heavily utilize the mints. Because, it's... The mints in, bottle caps. I love that they've made them so easy to get a hold of them. They have very much opened up accessibility of competitive to more people, which is a good thing. That is what... I'm glad they've opened competitive accessibility. And also, guys, again, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. So when eventually minus 300. Do you think I'll go under or over odds? I think you'll go under odds. I think you'll go under odds. I mean, you gotta get that RNG whiplash after how Altari has been treating ya. You gotta get that RNG whiplash going for you. Thank you, Kayla. Many thanks, Kayla. Do 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 do. Boxes. And that we tick up to 290. Slowly working our way through the rest of these eggs. Greninja, Greninja, Greninja. You're not doing anything to endear yourself to me. Because this is kind of my favorite thing. We could hatch the shiny, the first shiny Froakie right now, instantly right now. And then right after, we could hatch the third and final one we actually need, because we already have one shiny Froakie. And for the entire family line, we would still be above odds. We would actually be double odds for every single one of them. Because the first Froakie shiny was double odds when we got it. It was over double odds when we got it. This is over quadruple odds. So I mean, even if hypothetically we got the shiny right now, and then right after we got the second shiny, cumulatively, 3 shinies, 6 times odds for all of them. You're a shoe, Froakie. You're a shoe. I was trying to bait the thing into being sparkly, but it wouldn't. Altari is Cloudbird. I mean, it's Cloudbird Dragon thing. Do you give me my sparkly Froakie? But I made the Froakie as a hat. It's a shoe! It's not a hat, it's a shoe. We like hats. We don't like it when things are shoes. We don't like it when the thing is being a shoe. Welcome in, Dribble. You sparkle already. It's like, game, no. Ditto is being defective. Ditto defective, return to manufacturer, aka trade it back to have Rave catch me another Ditto in his game. Cause yeah, Rave is the one that got me the Ditto, the Spanish Ditto, because he just plays the game in a Spanish version, then just trades that to me. Well, trades it to every one of us, because I'm a pseudo Ditto. I hate footwear. I don't hate footwear, I just don't like shoes. I prefer slippers. I am very much a slippers person. Not a shoe person. Socks are also good. Socks are good, slippers are good. Sandals are in the middle. But shoes. We don't like shoes. We like boots. We don't like shoes. I've never worn Crocs, so I cannot give my judgment on them. I will not pass judgment on Crocs. I have never worn them. I have a Masuda Ditto. Yeah, Masuda Dittos are very nice to have. They are very nice to have Masuda Dittos. Yep. Yeah, it's like, I can't pass judgment on something I've never experienced. I mean, aside from, you know, certain movies like, say, Pacific Rim Uprising, which I'm never gonna see that movie. Medicinal shoes. Special medicinal shoes. That is not a sentence I ever expected I would read. Being a shoe. Being a shoe. Being a shoe is by far the worst. It is worse to be a shoe. Because a shoe means you're over odds. And you're annoyingly over odds. Well, those aren't clothes. Those don't matter. Now sparkle for me already, Froakie. Sparkle for me. Should I do something productive? I mean, being here is productive, I'd say, Blorb. I'd say being here is productive. They are indeed medicinal shoes. Support gyms. Ah, so they're like those, insoles. Okay. Okay, they're the insole shoes. I've had those before. Those are actually really helpful. I mean, my brother, I know his feet are, like, flat, and shoes do not work well with his feet, as is. So, we had to get him, like, special inserts. And that... Stupid Staravia. We already have a shiny Staravia. Yeah, that... I actually had to those. I actually had, like, those same kind of inserts myself when I worked at, my cashier job. So I kind of needed, you know, those shoes in order to deal with, you know, like, standing all day. New set of eggs. There we go. I just want my shiny. I would be very much appreciate if you give me my shiny Froakie game. I mean, even another shiny. Even if I already have the shiny, I wouldn't mind it. Aside from Oink alone. Aside from stupid Oink thing. I do not want another shiny Oink thing. Because that would just get turned into walking bacon. Because that's what it is. It is a walking ball of bacon. Well, that's what shiny, Lechonk is. It's a walking ball of bacon. Froakie. But you're still a shoe. Chansey we crack open. We crack Chansey open and turned into scrambled eggs. Bacon and eggs. Exactly. Exactly. The ideal breakfast. Bacon and eggs. Ideal breakfasts. I love them. You could almost say I glove them. Stupid puns. Stupid puns are my specialty. I know a lot of people who don't like eggs. I can vibe with that. I can vaguely vibe with that. Personally, I like them, but I know they're not for everyone. I honestly forgot today was Friday. So, like, I legitimately did forget today was Friday. Again, Midnight, remember, you come for the stupid puns. You should know puns are my shtick. They are my thing. Puns are the source of my power. Something you did not realize. No. No Crimson. Bacon is... Exactly. Bacon is indeed the best breakfast food. Bacon is ideal breakfast food material. We love bacon. We are big fans of bacon. Bacon is good. Bacon's friend. No, I am not. Funny thing, the I am your father line from Star Wars. People always misquote that he never says, Luke, I am your father. Everyone always misquotes that line. Just fun little trivia. I enjoy nonsensical trivia. I might for waffles. I mean, to be fair, bacon can pair up well with waffles. They pair up very well with they pair up very well with waffles. Bacon and waffles, delicious. I enjoy. Like, why is it breakfast has just like the best stuff? We have the best stuff at breakfast. Like, why? There's a reason I actually enjoy having, like, pancakes and waffles for dinner. There's a reason I enjoy making pancakes and waffles for dinner, because it's good. Maybe breakfast, but it's not limited to bacon, just to breakfast. Exactly. Bacon is universal food, exactly. Like, you can have bacon on a burger, bacon in, like, sandwiches and subs. Bacon is a universal food. It's why it's so good. You can literally slap bacon on just about everything. There are very few things that cannot be improved with bacon. However, there are some things that bacon should never mix with. I kind of enjoy the prequels, I will say. I don't dislike them. I get why people don't like the prequels, but it's like, I never... My first experience of Star Wars was actually the prequels. And, well, more specifically, Star Wars The Clone Wars, the TV show. So, it's like, I saw the series through the lens of, well, the prequels more. It's like, I don't hate the prequels. I think the sequels are better. But that's mostly for, like, narrative and pacing reasons. But even then, like, the original movies. Like, I think the original trilogy is better than the prequels. But it's like, even then, the original trilogy's got a few pacing weirdy things. Like, there's some weird stuff on both ends of it. So close to the Legends Arcade decks. Nice. Shining Blue! How is Shining Blue? Been a while. Hope you're doing well. Exactly. That is my mentality, Go Looper. That is exactly my mentality. I saw the first one, The Force Awakens. I acknowledged the second one. I don't even remember what it's called. and I just didn't even watch the third. It's like, okay, this is a lot of noise. I don't care. They brought back Emperor Palpatine. It's like, okay, I know the Clone Saga existed in the comics, but why did you why? The other prequels. I like the old as a young wolf because that. I'll be real. I don't dislike Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker. Again, it could be most all of my Star Wars experience has been coded by the Clone Wars. So it's like Jedi Anakin I don't mind. I see Clone Wars Anakin in prequel movies Anakin. So it's like, I don't mind that. Like, it's more an issue of the writing. The prequel's writing is more like specific dialogue sequences is more the issue than like anything else. They do. You gotta remember, Kale. You gotta remember Midnight. The prequels get hated for a bit of a similar reason as like Generation 5 of Pokemon got blasted a lot. It's the vocal portion of the audience was very heavily steeped within nostalgia, and it was simply something different. This is a fundamental issue when it comes, you know, making newer installments of, you know, previous series, is you run the risk of, you know, of course, nostalgia goggles, but also just people not liking what is new because it is not what they grew up with, what they experienced, and what their idea of a series is. It's one of those things that is very unfortunate with, you know, of course, you know, big series. Mod only chat. Nah, it's not mod only. There's still people lurking. There's people lurking. Yeah, it's like, I will say, the prequels definitely have their issues. They definitely have issues, but like, I don't hate them. There's a lot of good stuff in the prequels. Because this is kind of the funny thing, that the biggest disdain for the prequels was right at the start, like, you know, when they were still ongoing. And then, as time went on, like, the opinions have softened, is like, and the main reason for that is, as time's gone on, the people who actually liked those movies, you know, became content creators, became people whose voices were able to be heard, you know, through things. It wasn't just the lens of, we are the old, you know, the old guard, I guess is the best way of phrasing it. There are people who watch the TV shows, the comic books, because of the lore. The comics and stuff was very, very disconnected. Unless it's like the sequel trilogy. Like, the prequels were... Star Wars has always had the Legends Star Wars always had a very hazy continuity. You know, it was... I did not really read much of the Legends material. I know of a lot of it, but I didn't, like, you know, read it directly. But one thing I do know is that the line between actually canon and taking a lot of liberties with things was very hazy, which is one of the reasons why, you know, I don't entirely disagree with Disney's Thanos snapping away Legends, because it did make sense that they would do that for two reasons. One, again, the continuity of Legends was, like, all over the place. You know, Legends continuity was... It was very difficult to tell what was, like, actually being followed and what wasn't, because, again, so many different writers, so much disconnect between things. And, I mean, the other part is that they literally already wrote, like, stories for before and after a whole bunch of stuff, so, like, they couldn't write their own stories without, you know, going into the same stuff. So, like, it made sense. Was it the right thing to do the way they did it? No. But it did make sense from a certain point of view. Hey, Electric, how you doing? Oh, trust me. I hope I get this shiny soon. You have no idea how much I want to get this shiny. But the worst part is, we still need one more after it. Like, we're doing a living shiny deck, so we still need our third shiny Froakie. And this is... the one we are hunting is our second one. So my second shiny Scyther today, so I can have shiny Scizor and shiny Cleavor. Combee, male, unfortunately. Yeah, Combee is generally male. It's a 1-to-7 male-female ratio. 7-to-1, should say. Hello there, Ellie Ice. How are you doing? One of the mods go grab Ellie and Ectrix Link. Oh, nice. On floor after. That was not boosted by the shiny sandwich, because that is a grass type, not a bug type. That was not boosted by your sandwich. Yeah, I'm probably going to be Masuda hunting for the Sunflora family. I don't trust myself to spot it. I don't trust myself to spot them. But yeah, it's like... prequel. Yeah, prequels. It's like... I enjoyed the Star Wars prequels. I think they get overhated. They're not perfect. Nothing is perfect. Aside from the original Godzilla. The original Godzilla is perfect. But nothing is perfect. Other than the original Godzilla. That is... slight tangent for a second. That is probably... not just like my favorite thing about Godzilla, but like one of like the things I find the most interesting about the Godzilla movies. The original Godzilla is legitimately a horror movie. Like it is framed, filmed, and written as a horror movie. And then you cut to literally every other Godzilla movie where you are basically there to watch Godzilla throw a giant three-headed space dragon through a skyscraper. It's like this massive cognitive dissonance. Like, wow. That is, how you got from point A to point B. That is a big change. People are great, yeah. Like, Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi is just too great. He's great. There's so much good stuff about the prequels. Like, yes, they have their not good moments. They have their not good things. But there's also a number of good things within the prequels. So it's like, everything's got its good, everything's got its bad. So it's like, take them in equal measure. Don't just paint everything with a single brush. Yeah, I've got the Godzilla Collector's Edition, and I'm slowly working on trying to acquire the entire Godzilla series on DVDs. I'm slowly working toward it, aside from the Netflix ones, which I have been told, do not bother with the Netflix things. My friend, who is also as big of a Godzilla fan as I am, specifically said, skip the Netflix movies. You do not want to see, and this is a direct quote from her, space ramen. And I will not elaborate. I will let you figure out what in the hell space ramen is. Ian McGregor is one of those. He's great. Apparently they actually renamed a mountain in I think Scotland or England after Ewan McGregor. So Ewan McGregor is now permanently the high ground. He not only has the high ground, he is the high ground. But that's gonna be great. I cannot wait for Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire. That is gonna be awesome. She just told me they're bad. She just said they were bad. She explicitly, do not watch them. You will regret it. And she refuses to go into detail further on it. Like, she will not, I've asked for further elaboration, she just does not elaborate. I require more info, no. I'm not elaborating. You know, the last Godzilla movie that came out a few years ago. Godzilla vs. Kong. That was great. Like, this is my favorite thing about Godzilla vs. Kong. Yes, we will build Mechagodzilla. And to basically control Mechagodzilla, we will use, you know, the skull of the giant three-headed space dragon that tried to wipe out Earth and all life on it to, you know, be the thing that controls Mechagodzilla. What could possibly go wrong? It's like, you jackwagon. Like, that is textbook TV tropes idiot ball. He's like, how do you screw up that badly? I mean, I do like the movie, though. Like, it's one of those things where I can forgive the stupid idea for the setup, because it's, okay, guy thinks the thing is dead, doesn't realize Ghidorah is actually psychic. It's like, no, you can forgive it. That's out of YouTuber stuff. Probably rewatch it. Not entirely sure about Godzilla's entire web of lore. Well, here's the thing. The legendary movies, because, like, for those who don't know, the Godzilla movies are basically divided into eras. Originally, they were based on the Japanese emperor's name, so it's like the Showa era was a lot of the older ones, like the very campy ones. Then there was the Heisei era, and then there was the, well, Millennium was the one not named after the emperor, and then I believe there's the Rizwa, I believe is the next one. And then there's the legendary. So it's like they're divided into different eras, and each different era of the Godzilla movies has its own lore, with, like, the Heisei era is non-canonical with any of the Showa movies aside from the original. The Millennium movies are all their own separate continuities, aside from the original movie, and Godzilla Tokyo SOS is canonical to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Realize that's what it is, yeah. Also, for some reason, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters, All-Out Attack is canonical with the 1998 American Godzilla, because they deliberately have a specific scene where it's like, yeah, the Americans think Godzilla attacked New York City. Our experts have different opinions. It's like, oh. Calling it out. And then the thing that makes that scene even better is in one of the later Godzilla movies, which is non-canonical to that previous movie, Toho bought the rights to that American Godzilla to put it in to Godzilla Final Wars just to have actual Godzilla Final Wars, destroyed in 10 seconds. It's just... It's like, you don't get that kind of power move from movie studios. Like, I don't hate the 1998 Godzilla movie, I will be real. I don't hate it. It's just not Godzilla. It's just, I love that they went and they did that. Also, fun fact about Toho. You may, if you watch the Godzilla movies, and then watch a number of the Pokemon movies, you'll notice some of the Pokemon in those movies use Godzilla roars. Because Toho helped make the Pokemon movies. So they allowed Pokemon Company to have access to their entire, like, Godzilla sound library, which is awesome. It's like, yes! How you doing, that dude? How you doing? It's like, I love that. It's like, nah, it's cool. Like, little neat things. Like, this is kind of an unrelated other tangent that I love. Is there is legitimately only one original copy of the original Godzilla roar. One copy. Because when they made the movie, like, they're not gonna make sequels. What are sequels? So there's only one copy of the original Godzilla's roar. And this is one of, like, the most heartwarming things that just shows, like, the level of trust. Is when they were making the 2014 Godzilla movie, Toho sent over that original copy to Legendary Studios for them to basically, like, use when making, like, the new roar that Godzilla has. And keep in mind, this is the only copy of the original roar that exists. Keep in mind, the only Godzilla movie made by the Americans up until that point was the 1998 one. Like, that shows the level of trust. And also, absolutely amazing, like, just thing that happened. When they were testing the roar, you know, okay, we've made the roar in, like, the sound lab. And let's hear how this roar sounds. They had on loan the basically sound set, like the speakers and, you know, amps and everything that, you know, Green Day has. They used Green Day's basically speakers. And they blasted the roar they came up with. They got noise complaints from over 2 miles away. It's like... that is just like, I love crap like that, because it's like, this is awesome. Like, King of the Monsters was 2018, so this was 4 years before. Well, this was more than 4 years before then. It's like, that's awesome. It's like, you got, like, the speaker amp sound system from Green Day. And what do? They blast Godzilla's roar out of it, and they bother people over 2 miles away with noise disturbances. It's like, yes. That is a power move. That is a freaking power move right there. King Kong. King Kong wins. You gotta remember, King Kong's also a hell of a lot bigger. King Kong is a lot bigger. For some reason, everyone has the Wicked Blow. This is VGC. Is it Regulation D rules? Because remember, there's two... They've added in the Regulation rules. Probably Regulation D. Because Regulation D is not out yet. But they add in the Regulation D rule set before, you know, it actually officially comes out in the game. Yeah, it's allowed in Regulation D. Urshifu's allowed in Reg D. I don't really think that Urshifu Dark is going to be too strong in Reg D. I think a large part of why people are bringing Urshifu right now is, like, again, new toy syndrome, as well as to try to get around things like, you know, Intimidate, but it's like, Rapid Strike's a little better. It just has a better typing for the format. Because Urshifu Dark just gets blasted by freaking, like, Fairy. Also the funny bear, not Ursa Luna. Got Swords Dance. Urshifu got Swords Dance? Interesting. I didn't... I'm not really sure that's actually going to help it. As in, like, when I mean not sure it's really going to help it, I don't think it's going to ever use Swords Dance. Because you're already auto-critting. And I think they already go banded. So it's like, you're spending a turn to set up. Well, I mean, they're not always banded. They sometimes go Scarlet, sometimes go Sash. But also a number of them go either banded or Life Orb. And it's like, you're setting up for more damage. But with Haze existing, it doesn't really help. I think it's directly after Blood Muffin. Yeah, I think I mentioned this in this was a stream I mentioned like last year or something. But like, I think if you watch every single Godzilla movie that has Mothra in it, I'm sure like 95% of those Mothra just dies. Like, the only movie that I remember Mothra is in where Mothra does not die is, I think, Destroy All Monsters and Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. I think in every other movie Mothra is in, Mothra dies. Well, technically in Godzilla vs. Mothra, the Battle for Earth, Batra dies. So it's like, but it is like a version of Mothra. So it's like, kinda does. I still love the way that I described Batra to one of my friends, because basically Mothra is like the protector of Earth. You know, good, protector, you know, benevolent. But Batra is like protector of Earth, but it is aggressive. And like if you start doing bad things, it will come and destroy you. So the way I described it to one of my friends who's seen Die Hard is like, okay, so basically Mothra's like a mall cop, Batra's like sending John McClane on you. And it's just like, the way I described it is like, it's just John McClane of like protecting the Earth. It's like, that was just the funniest thing. I don't watch Godzilla, so all I don't know, I don't know what. Basically, monster movies, giant monsters. Basically just Gigantamax and Gigantamax Pokemon. Love it. It's like, again, I deliberately try to make things as nonsensical as possible while also adhering to, it kind of makes sense. Hey, Gamma, how you doing? You came in at a silly time of silliness. Yeah, I'm not really sure Urshifu Dark is going to really want Swords Dance at all, because you're probably just going to want to use, what's its face, Murklin's Haze, because Haze Murkers destroys it. Pacific Rim. No, it is not. Though I'm fairly certain that, like, one of the directors said they weren't closed off to the possibility of, like, a Godzilla Pacific Rim crossover, which would be awesome, because, like, canonically, in Pacific Rim, there is a portal to another dimension. Canonically, multiple dimensions exist in Pacific Rim as is. So, that is literally a free pass to have it happen. Like, it exists. They can do it. Granted, I don't really think it would mesh well, because, like, part of the reason why, like, the first Pacific Rim worked is because it's, like, this gritty reality, in a way. I love that movie. I love Pacific Rim. Is Frog the new pair? Yeah, Frog is the new fake pair of Air Jordans. Frog is the new fake Air Jordans. Yeah, a fun little, well, not fun thing about Pacific Rim, but the director, Guillermo del Toro, that dude pulled 7-day weeks with 18 hours a day working on that movie. The Pacific Rim was a passion project for the man. Like, if there is one person whose name is attached to any monster movie that will instantly put asses in seats, as I liked to say when I used to do a film review channel that, like, literally died years ago, like, literally a decade ago I did that, it's Guillermo del Toro. Because, like, he understands what makes a monster. He understands, like, what makes a monster in the sense of giving them a personality. You know, properly having a monster be portrayed, but again, giving them a personality. Making them stand out and not just be a big, giant, dumb thing that just hits things. I avidly avoid Uprising. Because it's not made by Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Ghidorah. We love Ghidorah. Just remember, canonically, there is a silly head of King Ghidorah, and its name is canonically Kevin. Just remember that. 80s here. I mean, I would say it's 65 degrees here, but that's because it's raining. It hasn't been raining the last, like, few days, now that I'm thinking about it. It's been raining a lot. Which you don't mind, because it's Legends are so amazing. It keeps nothing to my intestines. Like, they went all out with that roar. They went all freaking out with making that one. I love it. Again, I would have loved... Like, also, the best part about when the guys tested the 2014 Godzilla roar with Green Day's sound setup, they were standing right near it. So it was like, you have like the sound I got, they were standing like, I would imagine like 20 feet away from the speakers. Beep. And just hear the roar. But again, noise complaints 2 miles away for that thing, by the way. I cannot imagine having their eardrums. Hey there, Pink. How is Pink? It's like experiencing that sound is something I would love to have, but also I don't want my ears getting destroyed. So it's like, give and take. I'm not spoon-fed casual. I'm 4 times over odds on the stupid frog. If I was spoon-fed, I'd have the freaking thing already. And also, we are updating the counter every 30 eggs, not, you know, every egg, for simplicity. Slightly irked at Greninja even more than I normally am, because we're over 4 times odds, Pink. But how are you doing, Pink? The thing is, I don't want the Deerling shinies. I don't want shiny Deerling. I want them to stop sparkling. I can't be spoon-fed on something I don't want. The thing that just makes me laugh is I could have had 1 Deerling and 1 Sawsbuck for every form. But I'm not doing that. No, I just wish I could punch Froakie off a cliff. That's not spoon-fed, that's force-fed. Exactly. That's the game saying you are gonna get all the Froakie in the world. It's like, I don't want Froakie. Because Deerling is everywhere. That's the thing. There's very few areas that you can go where Deerling does not spawn at the very least once. The only areas I'm pretty sure is like, Asado Desert and like maybe a few other areas, like the lag-inducing areas is where it doesn't appear. I appreciate the offer, but I don't accept shiny trades, which I'm assuming is what that probably is. But if you need a Froakie, I'd be happy to give you one. I don't do trades for shinies. I hunt everything myself, but I appreciate the offer. Yeah, Area 0 is... We can't make sandwiches in Area 0, that's the thing. And the reason I make sandwiches is because if you have egg power sandwiches, you actually hatch eggs a little bit faster. So it's like... I like to have my sandwiches going. Also, I hang out around here because I can check the Porto Marinata auction house and see if I can get Epicore balls from them. Because I want those. I want the collectible balls. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. When we get filling up our box of, you know, spare shinies again... We're gonna do another giveaway. Yeah, we're still alive. We're still alive, Barb. Yeah, we go longer streams for the middle of the day with the we do longer streams with the shiny hunt stuff. Yikes. No, that's what we're gonna get in the shiny Froakie though. Yeah, I'm hoping mine doesn't take that much to go get. I'm very much hoping mine shines soon, because that's what 2,000, so it's 4 times 3, that's 12. That's about 13 times odds. Damn. That's something. No. The fake air Jordans are anything over 3 times odds, I would say. Fake Air Jordans are anything over than 3 times odds, I would say. Interesting. Interesting, Blorb. Hello, SCP lady. How you doing? Hey, welcome in. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but welcome in, Yuruchi? I think, is that how that is pronounced? How are you doing? Again, guys, welcome in. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But how are all of you wonderful viewers doing out today? Hello there, creepypasta lady. The Greninja hunt is not going well. We are over 4 times odds on this thing. And, I really am very sick of this hunt. So, I have this sort of hard cap on when I start doing a shiny hunt off stream. And that hard cap is going to be, I think, from Masuda hunts. I'm thinking of establishing that hard cap as over 6 times odds. So, depending on how long this hunt takes, we're probably going to be doing this one off stream. And doing it gradually. Or I can just mix it in when we do the mystery shiny hunt. Because, yeah, one thing I'm going to be doing with a bunch of the other starters, I still need to get shiny Charmander, well, the whole Charmander family. Still need to get my next shiny, my final shiny Chespin, and a bunch of other shinies, starters, is going to do a mystery shiny hunt. So basically, I would just get, like, 5 Pokemon I need to shiny hunt, all put them in Picnic with a Ditto, and just do that. I have no idea what that is, Blarb. Still no shiny Greninja Poisonous Toxapex. Again, that is a glorious name. I mean, we have 1 shiny Froakie, but the thing is, we're doing a living shiny dex. So we need 3 shiny Froakie to complete that. And we are yet to acquire even the 2nd shiny Froakie. Which is the thing that is bothersome. It is exceptionally bothersome. Is exceptionally bothersome. Living shiny dex is having a shiny of every Pokemon. So it's like having a shiny Bulbasaur, a shiny Ivysaur, a shiny Venusaur, and such and such and such and such and such. So it's like I would need 3 shinies so I could get, you know, the shiny Greninja, shiny Froakie, and shiny What's Froakie's 2nd stage called? I completely forget it all. I forget what its name is. I saw it yesterday. Hopefully you get my shiny luck. Oh, trust me, my shiny luck doesn't exist. My shiny luck does not exist. Frogadier, that's what it is. Yeah. If you guys can't tell, I'm not a big Kalos person. I barely remember stuff that exists in Kalos. Like, I remember Fennekin exists. I know Fennekin. Don't know what its evolved forms are called. Don't remember what the middle stage of the Chespin family is. Can't remember what Greninja's middle stage is. It might have been intentional to misspell it. It could have been an intentional, deliberate misspell. No, Torchic has not been released in the game yet. So I do not have one. I have not shiny hunted that family yet. Well, not in this game. I could have shiny hunted it in a previous game, but I didn't hunt it in, I didn't decide on doing a shiny living dex until this game. So I didn't hunt it back in Sword and Shield or a previous game. I mean, it isn't just the middle stage arts, it's the vast majority of things in Kalos I just forget. The vast majority of Kalos I forget. 4 people misspelled something without communicating the I. I mean, it could have been one person misspelled it, then another person also misspelled it unintentionally, then, like, the other two, like, okay, we're gonna intentionally misspell it. Could be wrong on that, though. I do have a shiny Pikachu, yeah. I'm kind of working on, like, compiling my shiny living dex. There is actually a website that, like, is used to organize your shiny living dex. And I want to go and do that at some point. I want to, like, actually go in and register, like, I have a shiny this, 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 have a shiny this. And, like, put it all down pen and paper and see how many I actually have. No, not home. It's a third-party web. It's like it's a regular website. I think it is called, like, My Shiny Living Dex or My Pokedex.com or something like that. I forget the actual name of it. Rodan is neutral. Rodan flips and flip-flops between, you know, alignment depending on the movie. Some movies, Rodan is good. Some movies, Rodan is bad, and other ones, it's neutral. Though, Rodan has two names. There is, Rodan is the name like here over in the West, but the Japanese name is Radon. The reason it was changed from Radon to Rodan is, the noble gas element, radon, is spelled the same way. So it was like to prevent confusion. Yeah, but looks like later went to Area 0, found a shiny Raichu. Nice! We have a shiny Raichu. Why did it print a Honda Civic 20-hour? Honestly, I wonder how the hell people even make those videos. They're like the 10-hour ones. They make no sense. Pokedex checker. Okay. A lot of people are not great at spelling Pokemon names, because for me, at the very least, I just don't care about them most of the time. It's like, okay, I will try to spell it correctly, but most of the time, people are going to get the idea. Like, they know what the name is. People can generally figure out my horrible mistyping of names. And Max will look for shiny Pikachu all the time. Ooh. I don't think Pikachu actually appears inside of Area 0. I know Raichu does. But I don't think, like, Pikachu proper appears inside of Area 0. So it could have been a wrong location to hunt in. Yeah, it's only Raichu. Yep. And again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Nope, no shiny Altaria Cloud. Song is sponsored by the federal government. Oh boy. Ranking of the monsters just got mad as long as I mean, Rodan follows the alpha. Rodan followed, like, whoever was in charge. Essentially, Radon just followed, like, whoever was the strongest, and at the time, he thought that, Ghidorah. Why was I blanking on the name for a second? Jeez, my brain is paced. It followed Ghidorah, like, Ghidorah was the strongest. That's why after, you know, Godzilla freaking wrecks Ghidorah, Rodan is like, oh crap, I obey you. I obey you now. It's like he follows the strongest. He has no code of loyalty, it's just he follows whoever's the strongest. And that bit him in the butt. It's like, I do legitimately love how they gave all the monsters, like, generally, like, not... They gave the monsters personality. I do very much like that. I do like how they give the monsters distinct personalities. I mean, again, Mothra dies in, like, everything. It's like Michael Biehn. Mothra just dies in everything. We feel sad, then we get over it. Because there's always another. It's like the Skywalkers. There is another Mothra. It's like there's always another one. Because if you watch the end credits of King of the Monsters, there's a whole bunch of, like, newspaper headlines and things like, oh yeah, giant egg, you know, like, giant Mothra egg discovered. It's like, yeah, there's another one. There's always more. You get the giant cosmic bug zapper that is Ghidorah, and it zaps Mothra, but there's always more of them. Mothra dies in, like, every movie, but then it's like there's always another one. There's always, like, the egg. Because, like, if there's a Mothra egg, you know the fully grown Mothra is gonna die in that movie. You know, because that's always what happens. And it's always like the heroic sacrifice moment. It is always the heroic sacrifice. Like, no, Mothra dies. Like, always. It's always what happens. Again, like, it is the Michael Biehn of kaiju movies. They die, we feel sad, we get over it 10 minutes later when we know they're okay. And then we know that they're coming back later. Moths are interesting. They are interesting things. They are fascinating things. I told Conjo for one piece of candy. Fun. Interesting. Honestly, I'm not really sure how long we're gonna be like streaming today, because I'm a little more tired than usual today, which, yeah, I want to try and like power through like some more boxes, so I'm not really sure how long we're gonna be live for, but probably not gonna be as long as our normal like 3-hour ones, because for some reason Friday is just the one day I do not get a good sleep on. I do not have a good night's rest when it comes to Friday. But I mean, going Thursday into Friday is like the one day I don't get any sleep. Well, I do get sleep, it's just like not great. Plus, we got Tears of the Kingdom in the night. That's fun. We got our Tears of the Kingdom shenanigans tonight. Cause, like, today I think is like probably like one of the last days we've got to actually have the Depths Crawler 9000 actually be made and actually be useful. But also, I need to go and get more rockets. Because you guys not all of you were there for the fracas yesterday. That was me putting together, as I like to call it, the cockamamie bullshit device. Which was a hot air balloon with 3 fans, a flame emitter, and I think 14 rockets strapped to it. All to get to 1 King Gliok, which I systematically just ripped apart in the most Doom Mick Gordon frenzy there ever was. Probably, I'm thinking of probably bringing that either this Sunday or next Sunday. One of the Sundays I'm going to be bringing it back. It was, but it's also, I don't like being that furious. I don't like going that berserk. It was fun, but also I'm clipping that entire thing and uploading that as a separate video, because that was great. It is just, this is Unleashed Armageddon. And then we just proceeded to go and wipe out more Glioks, and like, in less than a minute, we destroyed another Gliok. When we battle Pokemon was, probably like this Sunday or next Sunday is probably when I'll do it. Because I enjoy the battles with viewers. I very much enjoy the battles with viewers. But it's also like a thing of, with the Tears of the Kingdom stuff, I kind of want to be doing that. But I'm also thinking, because I mentioned this a bit earlier in the stream, I'm thinking of doing 1 day a week when I don't do a Tears of the Kingdom like double stream. And a large part of that is from like just the way my schedule on Sunday is, and also like that Sunday is itself kind of a weird day. So that gives me a bit more time to record, it gives me more time to edit and stuff. And of course we can do battle stuff. So I've been wanting to get back to battling. I've been wanting to get back to battling. Fluttermane. I would just say Fluttermane counters both. I mean, fairy types is real. Fairy types, flying types is realistically what counts as both of them. I don't know about Tailwind. Like, Tailwind would probably work, but also, like, speed, just pure speed, like, priority also probably would, aside from, you know, psychic terrain. But yes, Tailwind would work. Tailwind Murkrow as an ally would work, though if it is Urshifu Dark you're fighting against, Murkrow's Prankster moves will not be able to affect it. And also things like Intimidate and Screens will simply fail against them because they use crit hacks, which bypasses any form of, like, damage mitigation. So, like, you know, Screens don't work, attack drops don't work. That's the other thing. The other team can also just as easily run Tailwind, which kind of obsoletes it. So I would say, like, the most effective way of dealing with Urshifu would be, and I know you're not gonna like this, that dude, but it's the most effective and safe way I can think of. It's Trick Room. It's like, what is the lesser of two evils here, that dude? Is it you deal with the bear, or do you deal with the Trick Room? What is the lesser of two evils? Which is the lesser of the two? I've actually never used Urshifu. I've never used either form of Urshifu, but I would say probably lean on Urshifu Water because I am a bit more familiar with the way, like, Urshifu Water runs. No. I love how Trick Room just sends that dude into an absolute just mental tailspin. The thing is, that's basically all Talonflame is good for, Stephanie. That's the thing. Also, once Talonflame loses, you know, any amount of HP from things like, say, Sandstorm or any other priority move, it doesn't get priority Tailwind anymore. Whereas Prankster users like, say, you know, Prankster Murkrow have multiple ways of activating, you know, priority. Everyone hates Trick Room. When a bear be destroyed by the other bears. Run the bear. I mean, the other option is redirection. Again, Trick Room. I'll find another way to counter Urshifu that is not Trick Room. The thing is, it doesn't have the move space for Roost. In doubles, you do not have the move space for something like that. And again, if you're, you know, using Talonflame, you're going to be going before everything else. Meaning, if they know you have Roost, they just slap you with a move afterwards and you still lose your Gale Wings. It's one of those things where regaining the Gale Wings is not as cut and dry as that. Tauros, fuck off. Yeah, fast fairy type is, like, probably the best way. Another way is, like, Drought, Chlorophyll, Follow Me. I mean, just Lilligant itself, I guess, probably, depending. But, like, even then that wouldn't work super well. Fast after you, I guess. Like, there's really not much. There really isn't much, because Urshifu is, like, actually really fast. I guess Gyarados would probably work fairly well. But even then, like, the Urshifus have actually very, very high physical defense, so that also wouldn't work super well. You'd want special. I guess Tapu Koko. I guess, like, Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini walls both of them. Lele would set up Psychic Terrain, which would prevent, like, Sucker Punch or Aqua Jet. I guess any of the Tapus that aren't Bulu You can't transfer Coco into the game? Iron Bundle would only work against Urshifu Water. It wouldn't work against Dark. And even then, it wouldn't really do well. Yeah, Bulu is not great. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp is probably your best way of dealing with the Urshifus. You might want Will-O-Wisp, because that's probably your best way of dealing it. Like, this is one of the jokes about Bulu that I find equally funny, but also like, yeah, Bulu was not great. Is, hey guys, they finally released Tapu Bulu in Gen 8. Because the joke is it's a picture of all the Tapus, and instead of Tapu Bulu, it's just a picture of Rillaboom. It's like, oh, Bulu, you have nothing. The worst part is that I'm pretty sure before they actually released Bulu, it got like Terrain Pulse and Grassy Glide. And I think Foul Play? Because the main issue Bulu suffers from is that it's a physical attacker that gets no physical fairy moves, and its grass moves are not great. Focus Sash, Sneasler on Psychic Terrain. Talking about Talonflame in general. Don't run. I mean, Talonflame suffers from 4 move slot syndrome. It really has more moves than it really can do with, than it can really use. Like, you like Taunt, really good. Flare Blitz or Brave Bird, it generally wants one of those. Generally, it actually wants Taunt and Will-O-Wisp. Nope. You didn't miss the Shiny Midnight. Urshifu with Indeedee. Oh, that dude. They're probably already doing it. The only thing I can see about why people wouldn't run Indeedee Urshifu is Urshifu Dark has priority with Sucker Punch, and it wouldn't want to kneecap that. But I very much easily foresee like any form of follow me alongside Urshifu. It's too easy to put together. Follow me. Hey, Litsune. Yeah, like, Tapu Bulu actually in a lot of ways suffers from the same issue that Coco actually suffers from. Because, for those who don't know, Tapu Koko, you wouldn't think looking at its moveset and how it's typically run. Tapu Koko is a physical attacker. Tapu Koko is, by stats, a physical attacker. Its highest offensive stat is its physical attack. And it is a 20-point difference between its physical attack and its special attack. It's got a special attack in 95. Which, for those who would like a little context, that is the same special attack and same physical attack as Type Null and Silvally. That is not a very high special attack. That is a very low special attack. The whole reason it is run as special, not physical, is entirely because its physical moves are utter garbage. Like, Thunder Punch, Wild Charge, no foul play, not foul play, no play rough, no anything else. It only pretty much has special attack. I mean, it gets Brave Bird. Gets Brave Bird. And it gets Wild Charge. But, like, that's it. It's your turn, so it could be a pivot. Hey, David. How you doing? Okay, Indeedee and Urshifu. I mean, I think that we know that you despise you despise Indeedee because of the Trick Room shenanigans it generally gets up to. Yeah, you might want to refresh the page if you had a lag spike. I'm not getting anything on my end that says lag spike. Oh, what'd you get in TOTK, David Das? You're so hot here. Oh no. Yeah, you live down south. Yeah, that's not fun dealing with the heat. That is not a fun time. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. What is your exact location? My exact location is my present location inside of my house, inside of my room. AC. Are you sure there are no doors, or like windows that are open midnight that is letting out the air conditioning? Also, are you in like the second floor, or are you in like the basement or something? Because the hot air rises. So it's like, is there any like electronic systems you could turn off? Like, say, you know, game systems and things, because I've noticed those tend to put out a lot of heat. Trust me, there isn't. Oh, okay, I believe you. I believe you would go and systematically check every single thing. Nope, wrong button. So yeah, we'll hatch 15 more eggs, and I think then we're going to end off. A little more tired today than usual. Okay, more than 12-hour drive. The third floor, yeah, hot air rises, but the AC should at least be on key. I would go around and check all, like, your air vents to make sure they're open or, like, not blocked. Because I remember one year where I had the air conditioning vents accidentally blocked. And the air conditioning just wouldn't come into my room. And even then, it might be good to, like, you know, try, like, vacuum them to, like, you know, see if there's no clogs or something like that. Like, some dust is blocking the airflow. Age is acceptable. I mean, depends on where you're from. I mean, like, my dad lives out in Nevada, so it's, like, he's perfectly fine with, like, weather like that. You know, that's normal for him. Maintenance guy coming again, though we thought he fixed it yesterday. Oh boy, that does not sound good. Oh, nice. Nice. Yep, that is true midnight. Yeah, meanwhile here, 63 degrees. Mostly because it's raining where I am, as it is raining in-game. And, it's not too hot here, it's nice and cool. So, this is one thing that I do, is I actually open the top end of my windows, because, you know, against the hot air rises, so the hot air escapes. So I'll have, like, the hot thing open, and that... But yeah, if the air down... Oh, it's humid where you are, then. See, I expected where you guys are, there'd be dry heat. I expected it would be dry heat. I'd be sitting outside, making rain angels RN. Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about, like, where I am. If it weren't for the fact that I've been out to, like, Vegas and California, I would not believe there was such a thing as dry heat. But it's like, no, I've experienced dry heat. Hello there, Anakin. We actually were talking about Star Wars a little bit earlier today. Ah, you have the sticky humidity. Humidity sucks. We live within a few miles of a lake, so it generally gets humid here. We only have humidity when it's hot. It's not like, oh, it's just dry heat. No, there's no dry heat here. Yeah, dry heat is much more bearable. Like, I would rather have dry heat than humidity, because it's just... Humidity feels almost suffocating. Like, you have to, like, almost chew the air. Yeah, you don't get you don't get humidity from that. You know, we live within, like, 3 miles of the ocean, of the lake. Not 3 hours. We live in the 3 miles of the lake. Probably more like 2.5. So it's like the humidity will roll off. And you need to like chew the air sometimes. Brorb is lizard. Lizard. It is lizard people. The reptilians. They're in disguise as humans. I'm gonna brought it there because it will be a terrarium. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I say, like, I would kind of rather have, like, winter be extended than have an extended, like, in terms of temperature. I would rather deal with the cold than deal with the heat. However, I would rather deal with the heat than deal with the snow. So it's like, humidity I think is the worst. But I'd rather deal with snow than I deal with heat. I'd rather deal with heat than we deal with snow. Snow sucks. He makes me feel there is way too much bad, but yeah. Go Looper, do you live in an area where you get snow seasonally, or do you live somewhere you don't really get snow? Because snow is very dangerous. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, to people who don't live with snow every year for several months, it looks nice. Like, oh yeah, snow's cool. It's like, no. No, you don't like snow. Having driven on iced over roads, it is one of the most terrifying things. Chronological order of meat: human, squirrel, blorb, lizard. Yeah, so that's probably why you don't really deal with snow. If you dealt with snow, you would understand why we don't like it. Like, I can deal with the cold. Like, I would rather have humidity. I'd rather have cold than humidity. But I would rather have humidity than snow. Because it's just, the danger of snow is terrifying. I mean, it's mostly like people driving like absolute jackwagons on the road when the roads are icy. It's like, why? The speed limit is like 25. You really should probably be driving 5 under the speed limit, and yet you're going 40. Why? Again, this is why the most important wisdom Father Maxis, Papa Panzer, the dad, ever imparted to me when he was teaching me how to drive is always drive like everyone on the road other than you is an idiot. Because there's people that are that way. Like, I went to go pick up a sandwich for my mom for lunch because, you know, she has to work from home. So I was like, okay, I can go get you, you know, your sandwich from the place. And, you know, I was just waiting at a light. And, you know, there was, you know, ahead of us, it was like, okay, you can go in here to turn, you know, to the other thing. And these two just ass clowns drove in the other lane and then drove back in again. Like, why? You're driving in the other lane when the cars are coming the other direction. What is wrong with you people? Do you want to cause a head-on collision? Keep in mind, this is like, there's a hill here. So it's like, here's one lane, here's like the other side of the hill, and this is where the people are going, in the other lane, where there is a hill, and you can't see where the other people are coming from. It's like, you people are morons. That is how you wind up on the news. Not in a good way. It has never slowed in Florida. Yikes. The amount of times driving like that has saved my life. Yep. So like I drive cautiously because it's like I've seen people drive like jack wagons, and I have no desire to get in a car accident. Thing was in New York for the like 6 months when I was like 2, and there was no. Not a fan of snow at all. Don't really remember. Yeah, you wouldn't really remember stuff when like you're 2. I believe you only start like forming long-term memories when you're like 3, I think. Is like even then, like when you start forming, not really actually forming them. I have been told that. Closing a game to a highway collision was in a white taxi van, and a few cars ahead of me suddenly spun out. Perfect conditions, no rain, no blowing wind. That's terrifying. I mean, sometimes things just go wrong. Sometimes like this is handle driving, swimming, when it's a robot. It isn't a robot. It is Miraidon is still organic. I always saw it as like electromagnetism is how it's able to like, you know, have the wheels turn. Is like, okay, the thing like a part of it, and then just like it just has magnets basically spin the wheel. Spun out, went through the exit, he almost missed. Okay, that makes sense. Drunk people when they see family court. Yeah, people are idiots. Like, people are absolute morons. This is why I drive stupid. Like, I will drive perhaps a bit too cautiously. But I think that is all our eggs for today. That is 6 boxes of eggs, 180 eggs hatched. I think it's time for us to go on a raid. So if you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And we got our Tears of the Kingdom thing we're going to be doing later tonight. So if you want to see all kinds of generally assorted shenanigans, yeah, not a good idea. That Bob, do not joke about that. That is not something to joke about. Who are we gonna go and raid? Who are we gonna raid? Oh my god, Tinier is Tinier doing stupid thingies. Ooh, Tapulele. Okay, might have that. I gotta do that at some point. Yeah, who's just going to be the raid? Oh, here's someone we have not raided before. Jade Ash. They're doing some, like, Pokemon Revolution Online thing. Let's go raid them. See you guys next time. Have a good day. Again, Tears of the Kingdom will be later today. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be all kinds of fun seeing me go absolutely ballistic with the Depths Crawler 9000 as we slowly work on making the Depths Crawler 10,000, which is going to be the tank. See you guys then. Come on, why is the raid thing not popping up? Come on, raid thing, pop up. Fine. Why is the raid tag not popping up? I'm gonna put it out and then it's gonna come immediately. Yep, it just came up. See you guys then.